And we are on. Hello, everyone. Hello, SNET ecosystem members. Hello, awarded teams leads. I am pleased to have you here today for this welcoming awarded teams meeting. It's always exciting to see what you guys have in the oven for us to improve and populate our SingularityNet marketplace of decentralized AI services, right? Thank you, first of all, thank you not only for coming here, but for applying, submitting your proposals, going through the process. Congratulations on the selection. We know that for a decentralized initiative program as we are, it's very difficult to be selected. It's not an easy task because you have many stakeholders to interact with, and it's really, if you are here, it's because you deserve it, and you are going to be very pleased with the overall situation of supporting our purpose. Okay. Without further delongs, I would give the word at this point to Ian. Ian is the head of deep funding, for him to say some few words, considering he has a meeting in a few moments as well. So Ian, please.
Wow, I didn't expect this. I didn't prepare anything. Yeah, it's great to see you all here. And of course, there are a lot of familiar faces here. So I think maybe some of the things that will be presented here will not be new to many of you. But I leave it to you and Raphael to navigate through that in a meaningful way. But yeah, of course, congratulations to everybody. I think the test round went great, actually. It's been said before, but we already made some improvements on the portal during the test round, but we'll have more improvements when deep funding round 4 starts. And the one thing that I'm most excited about is a very what I call sophisticated notification system. So what really bothered me in Sway is, well, a number of things, but one thing is that I couldn't reach out to any team directly. We didn't have any contact methods. So the only thing we could do is write a comment. So that will be different. But not only will the staff and the review team be able to reach out to community members or proposers directly, but you will also get notified when somebody reacts to your proposal, or when you create a comment and somebody gives feedback to that comment or creates a rating or whatever. And those notifications will be displayed on the site in multiple ways. But you will also get them by mail and then aggregated with maximum of 1 mail a day, where we will have some references to those notifications. So I think that's important also for the dynamic of the website. I mean, if somebody gives feedback to your proposal and then it takes you a week to reply on that, yeah, that takes away all the dynamic and the interaction, and vice versa. So that's an important thing. There are some more things, but you'll see that when we get there. By the way, I might be asking you in the Mattermost group that we still have, ask you to test some features of the new proposal, if you would oblige me. Nothing mandatory or anything, but yeah, we'll give you another peek preview on what's going on with the portal. Yeah, all in all, so great to have you here. You were all winners already before starting the test round, because we filtered about 13 or so projects, 15 from 60 something. So we did already a lot of pre-filtering. So I think all the projects somehow deserved to win. but all the better for you that you actually did win. So congratulations, and looking forward to see the next steps. Is that it, Raphael? Is that what you expected?
Yes, yes. Always good to have you onboarding people as well into deep funding. It's great. It's great. And indeed, we Ian mentioned something interesting. You already we're winners because we did this selection among such a pool of 60 plus proposals, and considering the scope of the proposal that you uh, ideate there. It was not an easy task, I have to say, because we had to drop some good options as well. But you guys finally were there. Very, very interesting. Also, as a first topic from our welcoming call, I would say I'm not sure if all of you, probably the previous ones and those that are working already in the circles um, or initiatives with us, we use Mattermost, which is a tool of communication similar to Slack. We migrate from the Slack to the Mattermost. If you are not in Mattermost, that's our main and official channel of communication. We also, for more important announcements or communication, we use email, okay? But we dropped since last round, we dropped Telegram as official communication. It's not that we are not there, it's not that we are not answering Discord and Telegram, but please, if you don't have, if you are not in our server or instance in Mattermost, reach me out, and I will send you the invite. I will also do this for everyone when the time comes, but it's important for you to be there. Okay, nice. So welcome, welcome. What we have now in the agenda is I would like for you guys to briefly, 3 to 5 minutes tops, introduce yourselves, the position that you have in your team, the project that you are leading, the pool that you were selected, right? And also the country. I ask country here for us to have this overview on, for instance, what's the time zone it would be better to bring these meetings and etc., right? And also to know, understand how we are spread around the world, okay? I'm going to start here with my list on my right side here. So Raphael, please, decentralized nation. Could you start? I'm going to share later with the other teams as well, okay? This recording, teams that could not attend.
Yeah, for sure. Let me just turning on the camera. So hello everyone, this is Raphael from I guess Decentralized Nation, but not only. That's my YouTube channel. And besides that, in this case for this round, we've been funded for a project in the ideation stage where we are looking for an inheritance tax agent, basically AI tax agent, to give some inheritance tax advice in terms of optimization. We have in fact already started the research across a few legislations, and it's very interesting. It's very promising because all the legislations are very unique, so that I think it's very hard for people to navigate, and that will be extremely useful. More, what do I need to do in terms of country? I'm in Portugal most of the time, at least that's where I have my house, but I usually do a lot of work in the UK. Yeah, and I think that's about it. We also, like the intention and the idea behind this inheritance tax agent was also to use it in a protocol that we are building. That is GenWealth, a crypto inheritance protocol. So having that tax agent AI tax agent to help people in the process and give them some uh, recommendations, not let's say that, would certainly be useful and an interesting feature, and something that has been requested by some of the people we are talking with. But yeah, thank you everyone. I was a bit caught off guard as I had some food in my mouth, but I hope it
Sorry
was
about
good.
that.
Thank you. No, no worries, Rafael.
Sorry about that,
Thank you.
Rafa. Yeah, if I may, it's a very interesting project. I love it since I first read about it. Is your market target or audience into businesses or individuals? How do you envision that? What's going to be the, because it's quite different, right? The approach.
Yeah, I mean, for this research and for this project in itself, I think the initial target would be more businesses,
Hmm.
like online will platforms. For example, I've worked in the launch of one in the UK that is real easy. That basically you go online, you give the information, and they will write you a will that will be then reviewed by a professional. And for
Yeah.
example, those platforms and everything could be very useful, because at the end of the day, the platforms don't give guidance. So you just go, you put your information, and you don't know if you're optimizing your stuff. You don't know if you're doing the best thing. You're basically just being honest, and sometimes that's not optimized. But if you
Hmm.
have a tool, maybe you have some, for example, across different legislations, depending on the assets you have, the rate can be different, the way you leave your assets. Sometimes you have an allowance to leave some assets as a gift every year. So you can use those things to reduce your inheritance tax. And for those kind of tools, I think it's very useful. And who
Hmm.
knows, even as for the professionals itself, in some more complex legislations, it could be useful just as a quick reminder.
That's great. That's great. Thank you, Rafael. I myself will refer to your project when it's onboarded, right? Because now it's in the ideation, and then you are going to propose for new projects. And when it's onboarded, I have some clients for you later, probably.
Oh, thank you. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, we need to get in touch.
Brazil has a very complex legislation around taxation, and so definitely it's
True.
something positive.
We've been
Next in
studying
the,
Brazil, and it's hard
yeah.
because of each state is very it's different.
Hmm. Yeah,
Please go
absolutely.
ahead.
No, no, sure, sure. We have now in my list here, Amar. Are you? Is it possible for you to introduce you and your project?
You can. I may not be able to open my camera, but yeah, I hope you can hear me clearly.
That's fine. That's fine. Please go on.
Yeah, so yeah, hello everyone. My name is Ammar Khairi. I'm staying in the UK, London, but I'm originally from Sudan. I've been in the UK for 2 years. My project is called Using Satellite Imagery for Precision Agriculture. And the aim of the project is that we enable smallholder farmers to access precision agricultural tools and services that are powered by machine learning and AI to help them increase their productivity and also lower the strain of the environment and the use of resources. The project is a new project pool, and I am the leader of the project. I will mostly handle the GIS and machine learning of that side of the project, where my team members will handle some of the creating the website, the dashboard that the users may interact with, and that handling pipeline.
Sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. And when, well, I talked to you guys just now, right, around the situation of we filtered, we had to do this for this test round. And when I saw this approach of sustainability and farm and etc., considering our mission of beneficial artificial intelligence, general intelligence, I said, yeah, this project has to be around and has to be one at least to be voted by the community, because it's fundamental for us to have this type of situations. Absolutely, yes. Thank you for proposing, and congratulations, Amar.
Exactly, yeah. It's actually was an old project that I started like a couple of years ago and then kind of dropped. And when I got introduced to Singularity, I was like, okay, this seems like a perfect fit, and it might be like a perfect chance to revive the project. So yeah, thank you for selecting the project.
Yeah. And just this morning before this call, I was talking to another team that I am inviting to propose, because they have instances in satellite imagery as well. And they are willing to implement AI instances, AI features in their project. And I mentioned it to them exactly this type of situation where they can consume services from the platform, and they are still able to apply as well to the deep funding program. So if your project is onboarded, for instance, they can, for instance, rely on your project to request funds, because they are going to integrate and consume your APIs, for instance, right? So it's a very, very nice way of building this network effect, right, for platforms as a marketplace that we have. Yeah, thank you.
Very
Thank you for
great.
that.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's see the next one that we have here. Okay, we have now Guillermo. Guillermo is an old school from SingularityNet and Deep Funding, and now he is also an awarded team member leader. So please, Guillermo, introduce yourself and your project. Guillermo?
Yeah, sorry, Raf,
Okay.
I was muted. Sorry. Listen,
No.
I have a neighbor with a machinery right now next to my desk. So I don't know if you guys can hear it. So probably next one on the list.
Okay, you would like to go? Okay, no problem. I can go to the next one. And we have here Ken. Ken is exactly the same thing that I said to Guillermo. He is an old member of the community, even prior to myself, and has very nice projects, and again proposed a very nice project that is going to connect to another service, right, Ken? So please, I'm not going to spoiler.
Oh, no, it's great. I'll just sit back and listen. So my name is Ken Mayfield, or Zyrus Ken Online, and I'm the team lead for this project. And the name of the project is Flood Risk Visualization in Complex Visual Worlds. So we're going to build kind of a mini model of flood inundation based on topographical maps and based on what's available in terms of river data. We're looking at river flooding. We're going to build a model of that and then bring it to life in an immersive 3D Unity environment. So you can see the floodwater's effect in terms of how high the water is, how it moves around houses. And we're also going to be adding a few avatars you can speak to. So we'll focus on the math and the science first, get that to a place where it's dependable, and then we'll present it to the community within this interactive environment. So this is in the new projects pool, and I'm calling to you from Canada, the far west of Canada.
That's great. That's great. It's far west. Okay, so you don't necessarily speak French, right?
No, but I did grow up on the east, where we did take French lessons. But I grew up in the English part of the east.
Oh, okay, then. Sounds good.
But we
sounds
still,
good.
yeah.
Sounds good, anyways. Yeah, Toronto is an amazing city. I had the opportunity to be there already. Amazing place.
Fantastic.
Amazing place. Canada in general. And thank you, Ken. Thank you. By the way, the same situation I talked with Amar about that satellite imagery company that I was talking to. Actually, I mentioned your project to them, because they are more in the urban side. well, selling the information to developers and etc. So if a place has a flawed risk, the price will drop and so on. So it's quite aligned with everything. You see how things goes, and one thing that I would love to see, it's more services consuming or projects consuming other services from the platform. And that's something that's going to be interesting to see as well. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Flor. Guillermo, please.
Okay, sorry for that. Great, Ken. Great to see your project. Yeah, found it the same as Amar and Rafa's. So yeah, my name is Guillermo. I've been around for a while. I'm learning from each one of you in the process and trying to add some value. Guillermo Lucero from Argentina. I participate in round 2 with a similar project and some definitions were just describing, Rafa. Social impact proposal with green poles, new poles. We insisted in round 3, and we're going to insist with that one in round 4, the upcoming, because social impact projects with integration of AI and blockchain are the way of the future, and how we can use this amazing tool to change things around. In this case, in the test round, we came up with a project that is the result of community collaborations and engaging in all the circles and as an ambassador, understanding the needs of deep funding and also from our community in turning, as we discussed several town halls with a bunch of presence here, like Rojo and Jan, turning competition into collaboration. The name of the project is the Collab Hub, and it will be a place where we all can join forces in building and presenting individuals and teams as resources, open resources to help transversal development. We always have needs in our teams. As Jan mentioned yesterday, I think on the idea of community RFPs, sometimes good technicians have a lot of knowledge, but sometimes great ideas come from people that probably have creative approach for solutions, but they don't have the technical tools for development and so forth. So the idea of a collaboration hub will bring and present a framework and a platform for us to present solution for these needs, and probably bring more onboarding results for the platform and for the services on the SNet and tools. So I really enjoy this one because we were tempted to present this on the new project, but we tried to be responsible with what we're trying to deliver. So ideation it was the right tool to present this, and I was really amazed by the amount of votes we got, even though we were all winners, as Jan mentioned. The engagement this proposal has is because it's referring to something that is really in the DNA of the community that is collaborating. So we're looking forward to go through this ideation process. Rojo is here as part of the team where this idea came from too. So we're looking forward to go through this ideation process and bring a clear blueprint, engage with the community with different workshops to get all the insights, and then we will try to rock on the next round and go for the new project pool or tooling. We don't know still what the future will bring to us, but yeah, looking forward for starting the process, and very grateful for the vote and support from the community.
Super, Guy. Yeah, indeed, it's well, we have to have such a feature or tooling to make people connect in a sense of creating things, right? It's synergy, right? We have 1+1, not being 2, but being 3, 4, 5, and so on. We also discussed it among other initiatives or situations about the request for collaboration or RFCs, which goes also in this direction of how to integrate people that are having ideas, scattered ideas, but that can be brought together. That's amazing, indeed. Thank you for the introduction and also for submitting. Okay. Well, I guess now we have Rojo. Rojo is a fellow member of the Circles community, ambassadors, ecosystem, developing a lot of tooling and etc. for SingularityNet. It's a pleasure for having all of you here and contributing this way as well. So Rojo, please introduce yourself and your project.
Thank you. I'm blushing. um, well, this
Rojo? We can't hear you. Don't know if you can hear us.
Probably the baby touched the computer.
Yeah, probably the baby ate the microphone. Yeah, something like that. Let's see, he muted. Okay. Now,
Can you hear me?
yes, now we can.
Okay, I was talking to myself, I guess.
From the beginning, please.
hopefully it's working. Okay, perfect. Yeah, sorry for that technical issue. I was trying to get my camera to work, and I guess I mixed up the cables. That's why, but still not working. Anyway, so yeah, this is Rojo. I'm glad for the nice words from Rafael. Basically, our project is defunded round 4, basically talking about developing some toolings and doing an experiment for the extra rewards. So if you're familiar, whenever there is a round, the contributors that basically comment and give feedback to projects, usually the funding gives them some form of a compensation, and the process of choosing these people is usually tedious and has to go through a lot of steps, and we're trying to make that easier through basically two things, like making it easy through algorithms that will automate some of the processes that are being done, and the second part is incorporating LLMs as also agents that will be doing some of the judging, let's say, of these contributions. And what else? Pool, yeah, the pool is ideation pool. Country, I am from Morocco, but I'm currently living in Turkey. What else? Yeah, my position is basically team lead. Alongside me, we have a front end developer that will be mostly working on the UI components of this solution. We don't expect to have like a final solution because this is an ideation project, obviously, but we expect to have some sort of an MVP that people can play with and give feedback upon. And also we have a data scientist, Sophia, which will be mainly working on incorporating the LLMs as AI components. We will play with different models and see how and see what kind of data that will come out of there. I guess that's it. I don't want to make it too long.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it was the right length. Very nice. Thank you. And indeed, this project, when it's well executed and onboarded, not onboarded in this case, right? But it's going to be hell of a help for us and support for the team. Rojo also proposed it because he was part of these type of situations, these situations actually in processes during the review process of proposers. And then he got this LLM idea and general framework for it. Nice to know that it's going to have an MVP. That's the idea, right? Even though it's in the ideation pool. So yeah, let's do always a bit more. It's better to surprise in a good way than a bad way, right? Thank you, Rojo. I guess now we have here Amar, Rafael, Guillermo, Ken, Rojo that presented. So we can now start. If any of you would like to comment, suggest, or well, do any time of comments about other projects that you heard now, the presentations. If so, raise your hand. And you don't have to be a project lead. You can be from the call in general if you want to make a consideration about the projects. Okay, then. So we can jump down to a bit of, for those that are not aware or part of it at this point, you have heard me talking about the circles, right? And the circles, I do a parallel from legacy organizations. The strategy circle for SingularityNet, it's like the departments of a business, normal business, regular business, where you have the marketing department, the finances department, the HR department, and so on. We work with the circles, okay? And it's a program, it's a strategy, actually, that supports our program, but it's in a decentralized way. So we have community members that handle, manage, and even create these circles. We have the need, we propose, and then we have some community members jumping in and embracing that purpose in order to improve our operations or governance. So they are built in a more flexible way where teams are not too strict or too rigid. And it has a very, I would say that it has a little hierarchy, but it's very little. Sometimes we have to have this point of contact, right, between the deep funding core team and which, by the way, the core team of deep funding guys, it's made by myself and Ian. Okay, so don't expect big, huge teams doing these operations and payments or reviews and etc. We rely very much on our community for supporting us by doing that. It's a decentralized process. And again, they even play these circles, even have a decision-making power, let's say, at some instances, okay? Ideally, we are willing to go to a place where we can just say, okay, it's autonomous now, right? It's something that works by itself. And that's the general goal as organization that wants to become a DAO, or decentralized autonomous organization. So we are also, we consider ourselves as the sandbox of SingularityNet in this sense of decentralization, because the experiments that we apply here, sometimes even brought by community members, it can be scaled up to the SingularityNet Foundation later, as they are also willing to have this decentralized approach. So you are a big part of this, and we are going to talk about more later. For instance, the first circle that we had, it's the focus group, which is a liaison between the program and these stakeholders or these participants of the community and ecosystem, okay? So we have this bridge instead of us doing directly to the community, because we understand it's a phased approach into that, it's a phased process. It's not about bringing intermediates, but it's about communicating better, okay, in this sense. And the entire focus group, as other circles, they are made by community members. And yes, it's improving processes and are achieving concrete outcomes, as we have listening sessions, for instance, each other week on Thursdays at 7 p.m. UTC. So you are all invited to go there and discuss about governance issues. For instance, we might be discussing about the pools that we are going to have in the next round, right? So it's important for everybody to participate and contribute. The other one, marketing circle, exactly what it's supposed to do, right? The marketing around awareness around it. We are also having the education within this marketing circle, events, and so on, including the town halls, which are community driven and for the community meetings. Also, each other Thursday at the same hour, 7 p.m. UTC, that you are very welcome to do. And you can propose to be, you can submit your own breakout room with your topic within this town hall, and then people are going to join you and listen what you have to say. We have the third one, 3 of 4, okay, the third of 4. We have 4 circles at this point. We have the review circle, which you guys from the teams are going to deal a lot, which is the review, the reviewers that give the review on your milestones in order for you to receive the disbursements, okay? I'm going to introduce you 2 of them in a moment. And they also do the review of eligibility when the project is just a proposal. So if it's following the rules correctly. And the most recent one that we are bravely creating is the awarded team circle, which is directly related to you as well as team members and awarded team members, which is on formation. Okay, I'm also giving the time for the representatives of the circle to talk about and invite you for it. Okay, about the contract, guys, we have the awarded teams meeting, which is today. I'm going to ask you, as I already did in the forms, for you to input your data in the form, for me to update the contract, send the contract via email for you. You are going to sign it. We are going to update your details page, and then you can start. You can start from now, actually, but you can start your development, receiving the fund after you are approved. You have a milestone approved, which is the exactly process now about milestone reviews and further that are performed by the review circle. And I have here Mayor Defy, Victor, and Sucre, which is Sophia. They are the leads of the review circle at this moment, the coordinators, and they are going to go through the process with all of you, well, giving their insights and the best practices for it. Guys, when you are ready to, would you like to share your screen?
Yeah, Ralph.
Okay, you can go now.
Okay, I believe everyone can see my screen.
It's starting. Yes, Victor, now I can.
Okay, good day, everyone. I am Victor, but alias Mayor DeFi, and congratulations on becoming part of the awarded teams. And I can see familiar faces over here, and if I give them the mic to explain this entire details, they will, like, they are familiar with this whole thing. But for the purpose of it, I will just go by it. So yeah, the review cycle is in a very infant stage. we are developing a whole lot of processes and all. So we would need your support and your cooperation to make the entire thing smooth. And yeah, so um like Raphael mentioned, we are two as the coordinators, and I'm the coordinator for the technical pool, which involves new projects, tooling, and RFPs. But for the test round, I mean, there is no tooling, so just new projects and RFPs. So whatever problem you've got, and if you're part of these double pools, then you can reach out to me. And for Sophia, we've got, which is Super in Spice. She is the leader of the business pool, which is like the non-technical pool, and she's in charge of marketing and the ideation. So whatever problem you have, if you're under these pools, you could reach out to her. And like Raphael mentioned, the steps is not very much. It's just more like 3 unique steps. So first of all, you sign contracts, and I believe this contract has been sent via mail. So you should just go there, fill the documents, and later the contract draft is sent to you. You review, sign, and yeah, that's it. And very much important, you need to join our Mattermost channel. Very, very important, because this is like the main source of information. Aside mail, this is like where we communicate and make announcements and all. And you could go ahead and execute your proposal and submit your deliverables depending on your milestone. And yeah, so that is it for like contract signing. I think Raphael has gone over contract signing. And yeah, there is an awarded team channel where where you guys are meant to be. It's like a channel where awarded teams are, and these announcements, and there are interactions going on there and all. So I believe the form that is sent to you via your mail contains a field where you could fill in your Mattermost email or ID, and you'll be added privately, or the link will be sent to you. Yeah, it's important that you join this channel. And there is also an individual channel which is created based on demand. So for example, a there is a deliverable rejection. So you have your deliverable rejected by a reviewer, and you need to know why this deliverable is rejected. So this channel can be created, and myself as the coordinator, the awarded team member, and the reviewer can go over this deliverable and see if there is a problem. So this individual channel is more private, like it's created on demand. It's not there, like it's not there, but it will be created if there is an issue. And coming straight up to milestone deliverable. So yeah, we have project codes, and for every round, there is, if you can see my screen, this is for round 1, and go down, there is round 2 and round 3 and round 4. And we give each of your projects project codes because it's easier for us to access your project this way. So if you come to us and you are like, I need a solution for something on building SNet AI community across China, for example, we wouldn't know which round your project is, and there is a possibility that we could have like a 500 projects, 600 projects as time with time. So we wouldn't know where your project is and probably how to locate them if we start looking at their titles and all. But if you just come and you're like, oh, I am DFR3 TLG1, for example, so we know that you are from deep funding round 3 and you are tooling 1. So we could just come straight here, see your title, and help you solve your problem. So for the test round, which is deep funding round 4B, which is how we named it, you have your project codes over here and your project name. And it's very important that you take note of your project codes. Very, very important, because it's what we use to help you track. I think there's a mistake here. So this is name 4, and I'm going to correct that. So it's very important that you know your project code, because that's what we are going to use to track your projects. And now, after the contract signing, you go ahead and start your deliverable. And when you are done with every milestone, you submit your milestone. It's as simple. So once your contract is signed, your first milestone will be automatically activated. Now you have to implement the deliverables of your milestone as stated in your contract. So that's just it. And now, when you are done with your deliverable, then comes submission. And you are expected to submit your deliverable via this Google form in a Google Doc, for example. So it must be in a Google Doc, or preferably a Google Doc, or probably a GitHub link. So you're expected to fill in this form, and I would go over the form so that because it's important that you fill in this form with absolute accuracy, because this form is automated. Whatever mistake goes on in this form affects our back end, and we wouldn't want that. It would take us like 30 minutes to solve, so we would need accuracy from this form. So I will just go over it, and you see what it's about. So in this form, we would need you to present your mail, your Mattermost ID, your round. So if you are from round 1 or round 2, round 3, round 4, very important. We need your round, and your pool, which pool you are in: RFP, marketing, new projects, tooling, ideation. And right here, your project codes. And please, this is where I want to dwell on. Your project code should be accurate. It should come in this format. So if possible, you should just click here, copy your project code from the previous screen I shared, and paste. You are not expected to just write MKT3. You are not expected to write MKT-3. No, just the way it is, you fill it in here. Your project title, yeah, and your milestone number. So if it's milestone 1, milestone 2, milestone 3, and the milestone title, and the link to your deliverable. So we need your link over here. So it should be submitted in either in a doc, like I said, or GitHub, or a drive. Yeah, but we need a link to your deliverable here. And if you have any other information you need to provide as pertaining your deliverable, or you need to ask questions, we see these things, so you could just do that. So I'll go back to the Git book, and after filling your deliverable, you submit you submit the form. And as part of our rules, it takes 2 weeks for this process to be completed, in fact. But you could receive your payment in less than 2 weeks if accepted. But if it's up to 2 weeks, then you could reach out to us if you've not had the feedback, if you've not seen if it's accepted or if it's paid. Reach out to us in 2 weeks, and we will give you. And if there is a problem with your deliverable before the 2 weeks, we as coordinators are supposed to reach out to you and tell you that, oh, this thing is supposed to take longer than 2 weeks, or it's going to take additional days or something. But 2 weeks is like our maximum length, where we review and get back to you whether your deliverable is accepted or rejected. And then normally we send in reports from the reviewers. So your deliverable is sent to a reviewer, and a reviewer reviews, and a report is submitted from the reviewer. So you will be sent this report, and this report will contain feedbacks, either accepted or rejected. And sorry, okay, Ulemo. And this report will contain whether your deliverable is accepted or rejected, and or feedback with either cases. And so you would be expected to read this report and look at the feedback and proceed with whatever feedbacks is given. And if it's rejected, then you proceed with the feedback and correct your mistakes or whatever issue that the reviewer has found. And if you feel like there is no issue with your with your deliverable, then this is where this channel comes in. So the individual channel where I can add you with the reviewer, and you both get to discuss on why this deliverable was accepted or rejected. And if there is no progress with the individual channel, then there are other internal process where this thing goes via and would solve it. It's 100% solvable. And then if accepted, your deliverable, your milestone is proceeded to your payment part where of course, we have your address from the form sent to you on your contract, and then your milestone amounts will be sent to you based on the average rate of AGIX and USD the previous day. So payments are made weekly on Thursdays, and there is an announcement made each time a payment is made on Mattermost. So you should keep note of that and always check your wallet if you have received the payment. And I think that is all for that. And if there is a question or something, I am here to answer.
Perfect, Victor. Thank you very much. Very well explained. And now for the teams, it's going to be more clear on what to do. I will get back here. I'm gonna share again the screen. This is about the payment. Mayor already said, so the milestone payment will be paid on Thursday. Please keep checking or keep an eye open to the channel where we announce that we made the disbursement. It's up to you when you are going to collect your tokens, exchange it for another token or fiat. So we pay in a GIX, in a Cardano wallet that accepts a GIX. Okay. As a next topic, we have monthly meetings for awarded teams, which has a status report and also a survey form, which is not going extremely right. The last one, the survey, but the meetings are doing very well, and the status report as well. Here you have more information. And by speaking on monthly meetings, we have now with Sophia and Gabriel leading this initiative of our team circle. They are also handling the monthly meetings, okay? Because this is mainly our team's it's an awarded team's feature. So nothing more, suitable than having the circle taking care of this. So please, Gabriel, Sobir, if you could explain the concept and going through the awarded team circle process, I would appreciate. Thank you, and
thanks, Raphael. Subir, maybe I'll go first and introduce
absolutely.
the idea
Please,
in the
please,
survey,
please.
and then
Please.
hand over to you. Yeah. So I'm an awarded project from the previous round, a small research project for customizable UIs for decentralized ecosystems. I'm not going to explain that. I'm not here to present the award, but I have a very professional experience or background in decentralized governance, and so became very interested in what Singularity Net and Deep Funding were doing. The amount of transparency and the involvement that Jan and Raphael look for from the community is admirable and quite unique, even in the decentralized space. So I've enjoyed that level of access to the core team. And And that got me involved as a co-lead with Subir for the award team circle. For I think the idea was that it would be a couple of months, and then we'd hand over to new people, other people. The idea for the circle is to be a bridge between us as awarded teams and the core team, despite Raphael and Jan being obviously very busy juggling and spinning many plates, some that we probably don't get to see because of their level of involvement with Singularity Net and the evolution of the marketplace itself, and looking for all of those synergies, everything that they're doing. But it means that it gives us an ability to gather our thoughts, our requests, our challenges, our needs, requirements, pain points, frustrations, and collect it and organize it and hand it over to those guys. And then there be a conversation about what things we could change or improve that benefits all of us, that benefits, ultimately develops the Singularity Net marketplace so it becomes a popular destination for developers to pick up AI services. Fundamentally, if any of the awarded teams are building AI services, you don't just want to take the money and run. You want to see your AI service adopted and used and be part of that evolution of the industry. And then, of course, that also then brings us the benefit of added funding opportunities for the future as well. So there's a true synergy that's available, but what it requires is that level of transparency and the inputs from different people. So Subir and I, we had a couple of calls, and we put out a survey to the awarded teams channel. 50 people in the channel today. I think there might have been 55 when I remember when we did the survey. 38% of respondents said that they were keen on participation in the community, discussing decentralized governance and all of the other topics. 62% said that they want project focus. They just want to write their code or do their marketing collateral or whatever the project is about. 18 people voted, which might have been around 50%, give or take, of the total amount of awarded team members in the channel. So that tells me that, well, 50% are obviously not engaged enough to even see or respond to that survey. So my conclusion, my idea was that maybe we should allow the teams who just want to focus on delivering code or the deliverable of their project to do so. And they need a way to be able to ask for relevant support or advise exactly what they need to help them in progress, such as documentation for their service, such as marketing of their service. And so the core team needs that input, but maybe the heads down focused projects don't necessarily want to see all of the noise that it becomes about community calls and governance and tools that we pick to make decisions, etc. Maybe that just becomes overwhelm and pointless noise from their perspective. And of course, we have to understand that different people are approaching things differently. So that's the concept. The idea is that we want the transparency so that we get inputs. I'm very happy to receive that. Subir is directly in the awarded teams channels on Mattermost. That if you're new, then you'll have access to that. Just sharing, just the transparency, the conversation, so that we can together advance our own personal interests and also then support the interests of Singularity Net. That's what's on my mind. I'm coming from my back garden in the Yucatan jungle in Mexico. Subir, as co-lead, over to you if you want to add more. Thanks, guys.
No, thank you. So very eloquently introduced by Gabriel. So I'm Shobir Acharya from Zero to AI. We've been sort of part of the first 3 rounds. So we have some legacy, and we've been seeing this community grow, and this is all wonderful. But we want to sort of do more, bring more sort of, basically, as Raphael was saying, just make sure that 1 + 1 is 3. We can sort of multiply all our contributions. We want to be an advocacy group. Anything and everything that you have sort of in mind, good, bad, otherwise bring it to us. We'll make sure they're prioritized and surfaced, so there's nothing is lost. I'll pause right there and see what, obviously what Gabriel's trying to do is get sort of from this ad hoc process, get to some principled way of collecting data so we know exactly what your top concerns are and maybe top suggestions are. And we want to bring it to the circles, make sure they're sort of not lost and acted upon. And Raphael has, you want to round that out by saying what the goals are? Or if what we said is aligned to what you expected us to say, perhaps.
Absolutely, yes. Honestly, you guys are doing very good work in, well, creating the culture of this circle. It's going exactly where I envisioned it at the beginning, where it should go. Of course, with your own thoughts, which makes it even more interesting. But everything that Gabriel and you, Sobir, said goes exactly in this direction. And here, considering we have some awarded team members here, and also recording this for others to being able to watch. Unfortunately, the time zone is something that we have to deal sometimes. But you are all invited to participate, to engage with Sobir and Gabriel, and co-create and form everything around this. Very interesting, for instance, the very own fact that some teams are not able to join us because of time zone might be a topic of discussion for the awarded team circle. How we can solve that? Is this a problem? How we can solve that? And so on, right? That's the type of discussions I see happening. We are not only talking about problems, but also about bringing new endeavors or new situations to improve the platform, the marketplace, and so on. Well, you might say, we need to do a hackathon because we need more developers, and this is a good way of bringing them. So let's talk to Deep Funding about a hackathon, and then we can drive this. This is just an example from out of the blue, but this is the type of situation that I see, and I would like to see more and more in this initiative. Okay, of course, we still have some points, as for instance, the monthly meeting, which will be held by you, and so on. By the way, the survey I was mentioning, it's different. The survey Gabriel and Sobir did already, which was very good insights. Well, Gabriel shared with you. And we can also improve this other survey that goes into the portal with your details page. The process is automating this sending and collecting and updating the portal and so on. But everything that is related to awarded teams, in the sense of awareness and etc., and improvement of your processes and outcomes, would be good to have this circle dealing with. And let's not forget, something that I am also fostering a lot is the connection between these circles. So you have 4 circles at this point. Perhaps we might have more from by the end of the year. And having you contacting, for instance, instead of coming to the Deep Funding core team and for us to talk to the marketing team, you can go there. Hey, we need to have. We are thinking to have consultancy on marketing for our teams because of this, and then you can discuss and bring this result of discussion and ideation, right? That's the way we are going to decentralize things instead of relying everything on a single point, which would be the Deep Funding. Okay, we are facilitators for you to thrive.
No, I think Raphael wonderfully put. I think one of the good things is that everybody's all over the world. That's a good thing. It's a challenge simultaneously, and I think it's something important to solve. And sort of one of the, I think the key things that we are, I think, even collectively looking to do going forward is, so maybe how can we collaborate? How can we do something bigger, right? Everybody has complementary skills, right? Maybe we don't want 50 projects, maybe we want 20 projects which do more, perhaps.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. And as a circle, feel always free to contact other circles and solve situations, for instance, right? We have here review circle. Perhaps it's happening something on this review that Victor just shared that it's not going well for the audit teams. So the reviews, the audit team circle can go there and say, you know what, Victor, Sophia, circle, but we have this. We are thinking if it could be possible to do like this. Then discuss, ideate, and get to a solution, right? That's the ideal situation that I can see. It's as decentralized as possible. It can go further, of course, but it would be amazing to see this happening. Thank you again, Gabriel and Sobir. You guys are doing a hell of a job, and especially it shows the commitment and how you guys are involved and engaged into this to go in the right path. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So yeah, now if you any of you has have any questions or comments or anything related, please, it's free time now. Anyone?
I would love that Sophia step on and at least introduce herself to everyone.
Perfect, perfect. Sophia?
Hey guys, Victor putting me on the spot. Yeah, so my name is Sophia, known as Sophia and Spice, and I'm the coordinator for the business pools, which are the ideation and the marketing proposals. So I'm here to assist and help the proposers and the reviewers in any way I can. So always feel free to reach out to me on Mattermost on Discord. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you. Sophia was a reviewer member, and past week or the one before, we had the appreciation, or we are very appreciative of Sophia for her to accept this position of coordinator into these pools, because she's a very good contributor for since the beginning to the whole process since prior rounds. So it's good to have you here, Sophia. Thank you. By the way, I don't want to shed light in on anyone, but Joanna, would you like to introduce yourself and the project? Because
Yeah,
guys
sure.
did at the beginning and they recorded, so perhaps now.
Yeah, my apologies. I was caught up in another call, so I was hoping I could make the last bit of this. But hi, everyone. I'm Joanna. I'm part of the FOTREC team. So FOTREC has been involved in Singularity for a very long time. Actually, they were the first to upload the solution on the marketplace. And more recently, our last fund, we actually won 5 proposals. And we've been very involved with deep funding, specifically in helping them create their the tool that calculates like the final voting weight, for example, and the reputation score that's used in the voting weight for community members. So we're currently building the MVP out this round for deep funding round 3. For deep funding round 4, we got awarded for a project where we're gonna create a Monte Carlo simulation. So we want to simulate how agents act and interact in a system, in a social community, and design and analyze different voting methods for decentralized communities. So the output would be to suggest different voting mechanisms that would support deep funding And so we're very excited to start on that. I think it's going to be a very great proposal. We set aside a budget for a red team where we'll be collaborating with experts or community members within Singularity Net to help us review and analyze the outputs of the simulations. So we're also very excited to onboard a couple of community members to support us in that and analyze some of the outputs of the simulations and the design and whatnot. So yeah, very excited, and thank you for the opportunity.
Oops. Yeah, it's interesting to see how things goes, right? FOTRAC, which Joanna is here representing, it's one of the beacons, and that we exchange a lot of information towards this decentralization and governance process, because FOTRAC itself is going through this process as well of decentralization, especially in their governance capabilities. So it's very good to see how we can contribute to this organization, but also be benefited with tooling, RFPs, and projects and overall processes. And this is what makes a great community, right? It's not only one direction, it's not only one flow of information. So or benefits, and you give me the benefit, I give you the money. It's a two-way process. So yeah, that's very good, and I'm also glad to have FOTRAC in our portfolio of organizations that propose and contribute. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you for
Thank you.
having the opportunity or being able to attend and be here with us. Okay, so anyone else would like to add comments by the agenda? Now we are good to go. If you have questions, please share. And I will be more than glad to answer you or others on this call. If no, I would wrap up here. Thanking you for being here again, congratulating for such a nice achievement of being part of this program and contributing to the decentralization of the beneficial artificial general intelligence. We are very keen to make this happen, and with your support, I'm pretty sure we are going to achieve that. Okay. So see you soon. Please participate in town halls and listening sessions for us to see each other more and more and more. Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
Raphael. Thanks,
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.